And good evening, everyone, from a very, very, very hot and humid Toronto. And from the look of things, I think everyone in this North American broadcast zone is experiencing the same thing. Welcome to Miniprints Monthly Live. I say it every month and I'll say it again. I can't believe it's July. July. What's today? July 3rd. And tomorrow, happy July 4th to all of our American friends, and a belated happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian customers. But more on that in a minute. I'm going to start off by beginning with some hellos. Mike H.O. Trains, you do get a cookie and a beer. You were the very first one in. So congratulations to you. Darby Rail Services. I hope you are enjoying a cold one. Lynn McCurdy, I hope you are keeping cool. It sounds to me like 104 Fahrenheit, 41.666. I think you have to stop at 3 sixes on that one. Celsius. Who else are here tonight? Dan, welcome. Wrath Blaster, good evening. Anthony Borden, thank you for joining us. Roger Cook's in the house. Nelson Allison, welcome. Dwight Curley, Anthony Borden, I said that. Oh, Rail Graphics. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Good to see you. Jennifer, I have an announcement that's coming up in probably about 15 minutes. It's going to make you very, very, very happy. Split Rock, good evening. And Nathan DeLay, I'm glad you could join. And welcome everyone else as you come in. If I haven't mentioned your name, welcome. So we have an exciting show tonight. I'm going to talk about a few of the new mini prints that have been introduced, a few things that I'm working on. We have a very special guest in the basement right there, Mr. Pat Raymer, who is the chairman of the NMRA National Convention, the Surfliner, will be joining us in about half an hour once I get through some public announcements. So stick around for that. We'll be talking about the NMRA convention in Long Beach, California. And as most of you know, the first thing that we do on every broadcast, which I won't necessarily say is the most important, but it's certainly an important part of it, is to choose the beer. So let me just pull up the slideshow here. All right, present. Share screen, window, and there we go. All right, so if you're new to the broadcast, you will know, or you won't know, but I will tell you that the first thing that we do every month is I walk across the street to the brewery that is conveniently located directly across the street, and I pick one of their 4 fine beers, and you guys will then vote on which one I drink. So let me just go through them quickly. The first one, Barbarian. We've had this one before. Rare Ale. This is named after the Barbarian Steakhouse here in Toronto, which I've been to. This is quite good. It's 5.5% alcohol, and it is... I think it's kind of brown and chewy and yummy. The second one, which we've also seen before, is quite nice. It's the Figo Italian-style Pilsner, coming in at 5.5% alcohol. Just a nice, light, crisp Italian Pilsner. Very nice for a hot day. The last 2 beers are brand new. Yeah, Darby. Hold on. I know we're going to get there. Okay, so this one, the Big Al's, is kind of fun. The Big Al's Birdie Brew, which has got the gentleman golfing, is actually a beer that they put together. It's a Mexican-style lager that they put together with Alex Lifeson, who is the guitarist of Rush. So the guys across the street at Henderson's, as some of you might know, are good friends with the guys at Rush. They do a licensed Rush beer. And I guess Alex Lifeson, the guitarist, is a big golfer, and asked them to make him a Mexican-style lager. So this is new. It comes in at 4% alcohol, and I'm actually looking forward to trying that one. And then the much anticipated When Guavas Attack, which is the least favorite beer that I would drink tonight, but I'm game to try it if you insist. It comes in at a whopping 6.2%, so I probably won't make it through the broadcast in one piece. I personally, and I'm going to go full screen on this because I need to emphasize this, I personally firmly believe that fruit should never be in beer, but I do like the label. They told me two things about this beer when I purchased it across the street. They told me that it is an odd little beer, which terrifies me. And they also said to keep it in a cool place because there's fruit in it and it hasn't finished fermenting. It has a habit of exploding. So please don't make me drink this one. Anyway, vote early, vote often. I think I know which one's going to win. God help us all. And Anthony Borden has voted for guavas in all caps. Steve 87th, welcome, has voted for guavas. Lynn McCurdy has voted for guavas. David H. has voted for guavas. Todd, thank you. I would love to try Big Al's. Is there anyone else that's going to help me out here, or is it guavas? I think, oh gosh, I think everyone's jumping on on the guavas. Dan, a Mexican lager would be a great summer band, and the Big Al's birdie gets my vote. Okay, well, right now I would say that there are two for the Alex Lifeson, and everyone else is guavas. So vote now, or I'm going to have to open guavas and drink a fruit beer. God help me all. I don't have any train beers, Nathan, but if you were on the broadcast or saw the broadcast last month, I know the guys over across the street, they are actually the official brewery, I should say, of Mini Prints. And they have agreed to make a special Mini Prints brew, especially for me. The only catch is it's 700 cans. And I don't rightly know what to do with 700 cans of beer. Well, I know how to drink 700 cans of beer. I just don't think I can afford to make 700 cans of beer to drink myself. So unfortunately, beer does not travel across the border well. So if 700 of you would like to come up here and have a party at Mini Prints, we can definitely make a railroad themed Mini Prints beer. I am glad, Blair, that you're having a Corona. And all right, everyone has spoken. The guavas are being opened. I don't know whether that's Michelle on the Colorado Model Railroad Museum account, or I suspect Jennifer, but this is for you. Oh my God. It's a weird color. It's like pink. It's like a pink beer. Oh dear. Oof. Someone take a screen snap of that face, because yeah, Steve, that's a great idea. Mini cans. All right, here we go. I'm about to drink a guava beer, much to my extreme displeasure, but I'm doing it for you. And while we do that, I'm going to go back to the presentation. I'm not going to show you my face while I drink it. That tastes like guavas. Oh boy. I don't know if you guys can see the color of this thing. It's like a peachy pink guava beer. Yeah, Split Rock, I suppose. Although, in all fairness, you all could have been kind and chosen a regular beer, but with a with a label like that, I think the guavas have attacked. On to business. As some of you might have seen, there is news that is rocking the 3D printing industry. And I mentioned this very quickly at the beginning of the broadcast, just because the news hit today, and I've got a couple things to say about it. Shapeways has pretty much gone out of business. They are, as far as I understand, declaring bankruptcy. And I started out with Shapeways 6 years ago. I think I did one print with them and then realized that Shapeways wasn't for me. So the first thing I want to say about Shapeways is, well, I've got a few things to say. First thing I want to say is that things in this industry change very quickly. So, it doesn't surprise me that this has happened. I think it's a cautionary tale that, things in 3D printing and in all technology change. And if you take your eye off the ball, there are consequences. I was not a Shapeways fan. I found them ridiculously expensive, and I like the control that I have in house, which goes to, I guess, to a couple of my points, which is number one, if any of you have any concerns, don't. As you know, I've got a ton of 3D printers in here, and I print everything fresh baked to order. So that does not affect us in any way, other than to say, I think this is a wonderful opportunity for mini prints. So if there are any creators out there or anyone who watches this who was selling with Shapeways, who would like to sell through mini prints, I am definitely actively going out and saying, there are other model railroad manufacturers that do sell their designs through mini prints. And I see this as a wonderful opportunity for me anyway, to reach out to other content creators and say, jump on board, and maybe we can expand the mini prints catalog. Lots of news. I think once again, for me personally, hopefully this will be an opportunity. If any of you out there are creating models, definitely drop me a line. I would love to chat with you. Some exciting news. And let me just go to a new view. I want to introduce the newest member of the Mini Prints team. I have a summer student that I've hired who will be with us until school starts. Sunny is my son Benjamin's best friend, one of his best friends. And Sunny is a fantastically talented illustration student at Sheridan. Some of you might know the Sheridan name. Sheridan College is up here, and Sheridan produces pretty much all of the animators nowadays for Pixar and Disney. They're world-renowned for their illustration and graphic design, 3D design programs. Sunny is here every day working with us, learning the business. He is fantastically helpful. Sunny is loading up the machines and taking a lot of the work that I was doing off my plate so that I can focus a little bit more on the business. Fun fact about Sunny. Sunny is not a mini print. Sunny is 6 foot 5 inches tall. So there's nothing mini about Sunny. And Sunny is thinking about which over the edge figure he would like to pose for. And when I scan him, I think he will probably be the tallest HO scale mini print person I've ever scanned. So welcome, Sunny. Absolutely thrilled. Here we grow again. And it's getting kind of crowded in here now with 3 of us. But thrilled to have Sunny on board. One of the things that Sunny's doing, and this is also quite exciting. Let me sort of move myself out of here. Well, you can sort of see. Sunny is an incredible painter. So up until now, let's see if I can maybe come up with a better view here. Let's do this. Up until now, all figures have been available painted, and those have been painted by Ian in Australia, a talented figure painting. All miniature objects have been painted by Mike H.O. Trains, who won the cookie by being first in, who is an incredible painter for objects. And now Sunny is going to be painting all of the animals and birds. One of the things that you will notice, let me come back to you here, if you go to the Miniprints website, and this is something that I get asked quite often, are Miniprints available painted? So if you go to the Miniprints website currently, and you go to any of the mini-me figures or any of the objects, you will see two options. One option is what scale would you like? All Miniprints, as you know, are available in HO, S, and O scale, and most are available in N scale. But for many of them, you will see the second option, would you like it painted? So Miniprints don't come painted unless you choose it. And now with the addition of Sunny and his incredible painting talent, pretty much every mini print that we offer will be available painted. So if I was hoping to do it today, but check back quite soon. I love painting, and we'll talk about painting in a minute. But if you are not a painter, and I understand, shaky hands and small things, not everyone's into it. All the animals and birds will be available painted, and it'll just take me a couple days to implement that on the website. So really excited about that. As you can see from the previous slide I showed you, Sunny is a really great painter. And I'm thrilled that he's bringing his artistic ability to in-house painting of our animals. All right. Speaking about painting, I've talked a little bit about this before, but I'm a huge fan of these Army Painter speed paints. And I just wanted to talk about them briefly because I'm recommending them. Hey, okay, I'm going to pause for a minute before I talk about the speed paints. I'm going to welcome some new folks who just came in, and I'm going to take a sip of my lovely When Guavas Attack beer. So the first person I'd like to welcome in, with the taste of guava, is Sparky. Welcome, Sparky. I've been meaning to talk to you. Are you coming down to St. Louis with me? We need to chat. John Dawson, welcome. Awesome America. I see you've come in. Bruce, welcome from Cleveland. Steve, welcome, and welcome. Thank you for Sunny. Yeah, we're going to definitely need to scan Sunny. Welcome everyone who's just joined. I wanted to talk briefly about these speed paints because I love them. I've got an entire wall above me filled with them. Hey, John, how are you? Welcome. I've developed a new painting technique, which I'd like to share with you. And this is my, we'll call it a 2-minute, 5-minute tutorial. I used to paint like the first barrel. So I used to, that's a 3D whiskey cask barrel that we produced. And I used to basically prime it with rattle can primer and then put brown paint on it. And they were okay, but I was never in love with the technique. I've now developed a technique where you see the second picture, which is, I think you'll agree, a little bit more detailed, a little bit more, shadows and highlights and lowlights. And the way I've achieved this is really through the use of these speed paints. And I just want to show you because it's extremely simple. It's basically a 2-3 step process. So bear with me for a minute. And, if this is of interest, I hope it, you get something out of this. What I usually do is I start off with my raw 3D print. So if you purchase a mini print, it will arrive with this sort of blue-gray resiny look. The first thing I do is I give it a rattle can spray of just flat black. And it doesn't really matter what flat black you're using. The flattest, cheapest rattle can primer, okay? Then the secret to this process is to then take white paint and dry brush it. So the next picture you'll see is simply that black spray paint with a white dry brush on it. And I'm sure everyone's familiar with dry brushing. If you're not familiar with dry brushing, Google dry brush or watch a YouTube video. It's quite simple. You just get a little bit of white paint on a paintbrush. You wipe it all off so there's virtually no white paint left on the paintbrush. And then you create the highlights and lowlights. The beauty of these speed paints is that when you put the paint on top of the item that you have highlighted and lowlighted with the black and the white dry brushing, the paint, you can see the highlights below it. So I really, if this is something that you're interested in, if you're interested in painting, I find that the typical paints that we all use, the Vallejo Airs, the golden acrylics, the craft store acrylics, any of these acrylics that we typically put on top of our models are very opaque and they end up looking like blobs. And I think that the secret perhaps to these speed paints that I like so much is that you are able to create the highlights and the lowlights with this black dry brush technique, put the paint over top it, and because the paint is a little bit more translucent or transparent, I always get those two terms mixed up, you're able to see through it. Anyway, just a little tip I wanted to share on painting since we were talking about painting, and take it for what it's worth. Just finishing up on the painting before I go into the next thing. I do want to remind people there are on the bottom of the Miniprints website a couple of areas that I think perhaps get neglected. So I wanted to mention them quickly. There are painting clinics. So at the bottom footer, you can see, you can look at the Miniprint subscription box. You can look at all the N scale items that are available. Third one down, painting clinic. I would also bring your attention to chat with us. So if you are on the website, if you have any questions, feel free to go on and chat, ask a question. If I'm online, I will answer it real time. If I'm not online, I get a message and I respond as quickly as I can. All right. Good time to pause. Any thoughts, questions? Anybody want to pop by for some guava beer? I'll say hello to Trackside Mike, who just joined. Darby Rail Services, Floyd Robbins, hello. Schuylkill Valley, River Valley, lots of people coming in. Okay, Miniprints modelers, there have been some fantastic posts on the Miniprints modelers Facebook group. So I just want to do a shout out to Richard for speaking of painting, some fantastic painting that he was doing. As with Donald Kerr, that was the Canada Day post that he put up, one of our mounted police units. Thanks, John. Yeah, take a look at those if that's of interest. There are, Carl Davison put up a fantastic picture with our new lifts, our new mini lifts. Let me get my face out of the way there so you can actually see that beautiful picture. Did a fantastic job on painting those scissor lifts. And then, of course, Dave's workbench. Dave, I'm not sure if I saw you in here today yet. Did a beautiful paint job on Jason Jensen, Michelle Kampama, Dave himself, Dave Kruzwick, and of course, the man who needs no introduction, Franklin and South Manchester himself, there with his arms crossed. So little collaboration, a little grouping of fabulous, famous model railroaders standing on the corner. So thank you for sharing those wonderful, wonderful images. And if you, taggers do use lifts now. They do on Carl's layout anyway. If you have images that you have done, if you tried any of the paint techniques, or if you'd like to share your work, the Miniprints Modelers group on Facebook is the place to do it. Okay, so the big announcement, it's back. A a little while ago, and this is for you, Jennifer, and everyone else who filled out a survey that I put up at the beginning of June saying, is it time to bring back the Mini Prints Peanut Butter Lid Challenge? I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. If you are not familiar with the Peanut Butter Lid Challenge, this is something that I did, I guess, 4 or 5 times last year, and then we've taken a little break. But 34 of you voted and 98% said yes, and you will enter. So I'm going to hold you to that. I will be in touch with each of you personally. But the Peanut Butter Lid Challenge is back. If you are not familiar with the Peanut Butter Lid Challenge, everyone who enters has a random chance to win one $50 US Mini Prints gift card. All you need to do is pick up a peanut butter lid, or it could be Hellmann's mayonnaise or anything that's a 3.5-inch lid, and build a diorama inside it. You can use as many mini print items as you wish. You don't need to use any mini print items, obviously. I'd love it if you did. You can do it in any scale. We've had N scale, HO scale, S scale, or O scale. And what I will do is I will show all of the entries on the September Mini Prints Monthly broadcast, which will be on Wednesday, September 4th. So I go live the first Wednesday of every month. There are a few more things that you should know, and those would be the following. Oh, come on. There we go. This is all about having fun. So all you need to do is submit your photos by the end of August. So that's Friday, August 30th. I just chose the Friday. To my email, which is all over the website, but it's bernard@miniprints.com. You will be randomly entered into a $50 Mini Prints gift card draw. But this time, for the first time ever, we're also doing a voted best in show. So there will be 2 $50 mini print gift cards. There will be one that goes to randomly drawn for everyone. And there will be one that will have either a judging, or I think maybe I'm thinking it'll be a vote. People just vote on the one they like the best, you know, thumbs up on Facebook or something. It's been fantastically successful in the past. It's been really a lot of fun. I know a lot of you who are watching tonight have entered. If you want some inspiration, if you want to see what a mini print, mini build challenge looks like, if you go to the Mini Prints YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/miniprints, I think brings it up. There is a playlist called PB Lid Mini Builds, and you can watch all of the past entries and get some sort of creative ideas, see what people have done in the past. I'm going to guess that this means Adam is excited. I think that means that you're celebrating that it's back, and I hope I will see an entry from you, Adam. It's a great way to have a little bit of fun modeling in a small space. Very low risk. Everybody can play. Everyone can have fun. It's a great time. All right, new mini prints. Let me go here. So there are a ton of new mini prints that I've been working on, but I realized when I look back last month, I haven't listed a ton of mini prints in June. So that will be changed. In July, there will be a ton of new mini prints. The two that I wanted to sort of just mention that came out in June were, of course, the wonderfully flickering lit barbecue, which have been fantastically popular. So this is, you know, one of our little, one of our little HO scale barbecues. And you know that I love to put flickering LEDs in pretty much everything that I can. And a couple months ago, we worked with JSK Miniatures to bring out a scissor lift, and it was in the fully closed position. But we've now brought out a kit where you can get scissor lifts, and it includes one base, one top, and then there are 3 different sized, I guess, middle sections, you'd call it. And you can have your choice of modeling it in the, I think it's the 6-foot, the 12-foot, or the 17-foot orientation. So now, do you throw shrimp on the Barbie? Is that an Australian thing? Excellent. All right. So that's been a few of the new mini prints. Check out miniprints.com. There's a whole bunch of stuff up there. But I think in terms of the mini prints that specifically came out since I last talked about them, those are the new ones. I think we are getting close to welcoming our guest in the basement. So I'll give him a 1-minute warning and let him know that he's coming up in a minute. I've got a couple promotions on right now at miniprints.com. I want to wish everybody who celebrates July 4th, American Independence Day, a very, very happy July 4th. And this week, when you place an order of $30 or more at Miniprints and you use a discount code FREEDOM, I will throw in a set of free eagles. And those are available in N, HO, or O scale. And the eagles are available in the scale that you order. So if you order HO scale, you get HO scale eagles. You can actually choose the scale. It defaults to N scale. And if you forget to choose it, you get the default scale. So if you order an S, you get S scale eagles. But that's for a $30 order. If you place an order over $50, you also get free track shipping. So don't forget, you can, for the first time ever, you can actually use 2 codes. You can use both the Freedom code if your order hits $30 before subtotal to get the eagles. And then if you hit $50 before your subtotal, then you get both the code FREEDOM, but you can also enter the code SUMMER and get free shipping. So yes, I will put up Digger Evans. I agree. Merry 4th of July and belated happy Canada Day as well. Okay. He has been very patient. So I will let everyone know. We'll talk about St. Louis in a minute. Let's go straight to California. Yes, I will be in St. Louis in, I think we leave in 2 weeks. But a month from now, and pretty close to a month from now, there is the Long Beach Surfliner NMRA convention that's happening in California. And I wanted to invite Pat Raymer on to talk a little bit about the conference. Now, Pat is the chairman of the Surfliner Long Beach Conference. He's also the president of, and I wrote this down, so I want to make sure I get it right, but I don't know where I wrote it down. The Pacific West Coast NMRA region. Hang on. I'm butchering this. He's shaking his head. I'm going to bring him on, and he's going to tell me exactly what region are you the president of, Pat?
Hi, Bernard. It's the Pacific Southwest region.
That's the one. That's what I meant to say.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, I've got good news for you. Jennifer Howell says she might be going. She's working on it. Wonderful. So welcome to the Mini Prints broadcast.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
I am thrilled to hear from you what's going to be happening in Long Beach, California a month from now.
Thanks, Bernard. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody that's tuning in right now. Thank you for tuning in. I look a little washed out, I think, but trust me, I'm not.
I feel a little washed out. I've been drinking this guava, so
I'm saving mine for later.
You look the way I feel.
Uh-oh. Let me see if I can hang on a second.
I'm a little red in the face.
That better? That look better?
Yeah, actually you look great.
Better, huh?
You know what? It's more important that we can hear you.
All right. Well, anyhow, I am the chairman of the Surfliner 2024 NMRA National Convention taking place in Long Beach, California, beautiful Long Beach, California. August 4th through 11th. And we have just a ton of wonderful things to do at this convention. I always like to address our venue first when I start talking about the convention. We're at a resort hotel, the Westin. We are 2 blocks from the beach.
Okay.
Last time I checked on our website, which I'll be bringing up shortly, it was 81 degrees.
Yep.
Probably a nice little sea breeze blowing. And it's going to be that way very likely a month from now, too.
Okay.
So the weather's going to be gorgeous. Okay. We have an excellent rate at our hotel. And right off the bat, I wanted to let people know that our convention rate is terminating on Friday. So if you're thinking about coming to the convention, go on the website, use the link on the website. Don't go on anything else. You won't get our rate. And we're working on extending it, but there's no guarantee that we'll be able to get that. Okay?
And what is the rate?
Right now, it's $209 a night. It includes $12 in and out parking.
Okay.
And so once that goes away, the rate will probably go up between $100 and $200 a night. So,
wow. Okay. Now, if you book now, you're not committed. Like you can, like it's a standard hotel cancellation, right? Like if you should go in and grab that rate now. And if you're thinking of coming, like the cancellation policy is you can ditch it if you need to, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So
We're
there's
at the
no
rate now.
harm. There's no harm in going in, grabbing the convention rate.
Right.
If, like, for example, Jennifer thinks she's going, she should probably grab that rate now and then decide whether or not she's going.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the best move right now.
Okay.
So beyond our venue and our hotel, we are doing all kinds of fun activities, both inside and outside the hotel. We've got a great clinic lineup. We have tours for layouts, prototype, and general interest. Long Beach has a lot to offer. Southern California has a lot to offer. So we're going to look at the website here. Let me bring that up, and it's kind of like an illustrated tour of what's going on.
Yeah, I'd love to see what's going on.
And it helps.
And I mean, fast forward, I mean, no surprise here. I think people know my plan is to be there and scanning. So that's one of the reasons why you're on, is I want everyone to know that if you are coming, sign up and get scanned, because this is going to be fun. Interestingly, the biggest state of mini prints customers for me, so more customers come from California than any other state. It's my number one state. And I've never been out there as mini print. So I'm really looking forward to representing the brand out in California.
I think that's going to be great. And here we're at the top of our web page, our home page. You can see it's 81 and clear. There's our forecast for the week in Long Beach. So
it's actually warmer here in Toronto than it is in Long Beach right now.
Well, I believe that, because
but it's not a good warm. It's a humid.
It's not a good warm. No,
it's not a good warm.
No, the only humidity you're going to get in Long Beach is just kind of coming off the ocean, and it's a light kind of breeze. So
nice.
If you go on our website, you can also see a promotional video that's over there on the left. There's a picture of our hotel, the Westin, beautiful resort hotel. Like I say, 2 blocks from the beach.
Okay.
We have a lot of clinics. We'll get to that in a minute.
Perfect.
Prototype tours. Here's this is a Climax locomotive that's out at the Rail Giants Museum in Pomona. We'll be visiting there. As we go down here, you'll see the Queen Mary, kind of an iconic symbol of Long Beach.
It's a funny looking locomotive.
Yeah. The Queen Mary, you actually have to steer. That's the thing. Whereas locomotives, not so much. I want to just get back down to the bottom here, because look.
I see that. There's a familiar.
Right down there in the.
Yeah.
And that's a a click on, so you can go ahead and reserve getting yourself shrunk in Long Beach if you're going to come around. Okay. To the left of that is Modeling with the Masters. We have a complete clinic track with those guys for 3 days. That's an intense, hands-on series of modeling projects that really show how to do it right. These are all master model railroaders teaching these classes. So that they range from working in styrene, modeling in wood, building kit bashing, as you can see on the there. And there's a 2-day one, Modeling with the Masters, in which you build a diorama, which kind of brings all these principles together. Okay?
Now, question. It
Yeah.
starts on the 4th.
Yes.
Now, I think my guess would be very few people would go from the 4th to the 11th for the full time, unless you lived in the area, because that's a chunk of time away and quite a big, commitment at the hotel. Are more people going sort of for 2 or 3 days at the beginning or 2 or 3 days at the end? Or, I mean, I know that I'm coming in, I think I'm coming in on the Wednesday. Where do you anticipate most people will be? Are they going to be there the whole time, or part of it, or front loaded the front or the back?
No, I think most people are going to spend the week. And
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We have a tour every day, Monday through Friday. Let's look at our tours here. We can start with these prototype tours. You can see Southern California Railway Museum is on Monday.
Okay.
There's a lot of prototype displays out there. We will have a Run 1 option out there for an extra fare. You can go and actually run a locomotive, probably similar to this switcher here. It's an all-day trip on Monday. It's beautiful out there. It will be a little warm. I'll admit it now, but it'll be worth the trip. We're going to Union Station on another day. We've got, this is Rail Giants here on the right. That's where that Climax locomotive is. You can go on the website and see all the things that are offered here as far as our prototype tours are. We're going to go visit Metro Rail Fleet Services. And in the same tour, we're going to go up to Gemco Yard in Van Nuys. That's an operating rail yard. We're going to have a UP conductor brakeman conductor as the guide on that tour, and he will tell you all kinds of stories about when they were building the Chevy Camaros at the Van Nuys plant there. That's why it's called GM Yard. So GM isn't there anymore, but the yard still is. They'll be putting a train together there while we're there. That'll go up to Guadalupe, which is up the coast from us. General interest tours.
Yeah, you can skip those.
You want to hear about them? Okay. Well, tell me what
we're model railroaders.
Okay.
We want trains.
I'm sorry, this is wine, not beer, over here on the right, but that is always older.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to hold that against you. If there was a brewery, you could show the brewery.
No, I'll tell you what, though, you can find a lot of craft beer in Long Beach, Bernard.
All right. Well, then
you and I may have to go out on the town. I'm not sure. But
that sounds good. Just
tell me what you want to see.
Don't make me drink fruit beer.
Wouldn't think of it. My favorite is like a porter. I like a dark beer. So.
Yeah, that's my favorite, actually.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So tell me what you want to hear about, and I'll tell you.
Well, here's a question for you. Because I'm going to be there. There's all sorts of chatter online about the National Train Show.
Yes.
So I want to address that because I know people are talking about it. So I think it's probably a good idea to have an honest, frank conversation about what's going on. Is there a National Train Show? Tell me a little bit about it, because I've heard people sort of say, well, I might not go because there's no National Train Show. But then I've heard people say there is a National Train Show. What's happening with that?
Okay. Number one, there is a National Train Show.
Okay.
It won't be the same as what we've been accustomed to in the past, and that's because the NMRA terminated the contract with the Long Beach Convention Center.
Okay.
So we had an option of either having no train show at our convention or having the train show in the hotel. And so that's what we decided to do. It's going to be scaled down a little bit. It's not going to be what they call a rod and drape show, which is what everybody's familiar with, where they have very large displays, shelving, all that, showing the latest products and so forth. It's going to be more like a table show.
Okay.
And the nice part about this is that it's going to be right there in the hotel. You don't have to travel. You don't have to cross the street to go to the train show. In St. Louis, you had to go to another state to go to the train show. You had to get a bus to Illinois. But so I do have the current list of exhibitors.
Okay.
If I can run that down to you.
Yeah. Give us a sort of a top 5 or top 10.
Top 5. How about Bachman Industries?
Okay.
Broadway Limited. Coach Yard. By the way, the Coach Yard has donated some lovely door prizes for our convention.
Okay.
ESU Loke Sound. KD. Pico America. Scale Trains. Walthers.
Okay.
And then we're going to have vendors such as Spring Creek Models, Model Train Solutions, Neil's Engaging Trains, Caboose Industries, Azatrax. So this list, I believe we have available on our website. If you go down to the National Train Show icon and you click on it, it should take you to the information about that.
Now, Lynn McCurdy, who is a good friend of Miniprints, was asking about model railroad layouts.
Yes.
And asked a question. Are there any model railroad layouts or train clubs that are going to be there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We have modular clubs in N, H, O, and Z scales that are going to be in the hotel in a area. It's kind of an open area right outside the ballrooms where the train show is going to be.
Okay.
Yep.
And any names or do you know who's going to be there? Are they listed or?
I've asked for a current list and haven't received it yet. That's being handled through headquarters in Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. So.
Okay.
But
and certainly, I mean, if anyone else has questions, that's why we're here. So, definitely thank you for the question. Because Lynn did ask how many layouts were you able to get in the hotel? Because I know there were space concerns. So if anyone else does have questions, absolutely, pop them in here. And Lynn, I think if you is there still the availability to get layouts and clubs in if people want to, or is it full?
The best thing to do would be to contact headquarters, because they're doing all the planning for the train show portion of this.
Got it.
Initially, as the convention committee, we were not going to be involved in any aspect of the train show. It was going to be across the street. Now we've kind of like melded together. It's in our hotel space, but National is working on making it happen. Bill Grove from Great Train Show is spearheading the train show operation. Guy with years of experience. So yeah,
everyone's working together to figure it out. Because I know it's a little challenging getting a smaller space. I get it.
It was, yeah. And it wasn't anything we had anticipated. It was kind of tossed at us kind of late in the game. So we've had to roll with that punch, but we're doing fine. And we are going to have a great convention and a great train show as well.
Okay, good. Let's talk about clinics, because I know that from when I was in Texas last year, I mean, the clinics were, spectacular. It was last year was my first NMRA National.
Oh, okay.
And I was scanning in Texas, but I kept wanting to abandon my booth and run and listen to all the clinics. So give us a little taste of what you've got clinic-wise.
Okay, sure. Let me pull this back up and share it again. Sorry, it just takes a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's
Okay,
dial
we
down
add
on
it in.
tendency.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, you go on the website and you look here and you'll see all different types of categories here.
Good. And we should tell people what the website is, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Bernard.
Yeah, no problem. Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes I get these ideas. Where
Right.
are you actually going to see all this?
This is going to be available to all of you folks at www.surfliner2024.org.
Surfliner2024.org. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
So we can follow along at home.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you'll see the categories that are listed up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's just, what do you want to see?
Oh, no, read across because I can't see because it's
Oh,
tiny on my
okay.
screen. So what do we have? Just
You
give us
got prototype railroads,
okay.
operations, prototype railroad history,
Yep.
layout design and construction,
Okay.
layout operations,
Nice.
modeling techniques,
Okay.
DCC, LCC wiring and electronics,
Okay.
3D printing. I don't know if you might be a little interested in one of those things.
No, I think it's a fad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably true.
Yeah.
Laser cutting, other computer modeling.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Achievement programs and standards. That's about the NMRA itself and how you can join the NMRA and end up being a master model railroader and giving a clinic with the others.
Okay.
Other areas of interest, which is just kind of the catch-all for things
Sure.
that didn't fit in the categories, and then the +1 club. The non-rail folks at our convention we are referring to them as the +1 club because we didn't like the term non-rail because non is kind of negative.
Sure.
+1's a little more positive, so that's why we did that.
Got it.
So
let's let the audience vote. What any topics that people want to explore further? We got a good group of vocal people here, so let's
let me
see
know
if
since
anyone...
I can't see the comment pane right now.
Okay, I will shout the comments out to you if anyone has any clinics they want to dig into. Is anyone besides Jennifer attending or thinking of attending? I'm curious. Is anyone here from California? Anyone here want to go to California? Oh, Sean, you can watch it on repeat. The beauty of the stream here is that there's usually anywhere from, I don't know, 20 to 100 people in the stream, but usually the stream gets anywhere from 300 to 400 views after the fact. So if you missed the bulk of it, and trust me, there was some great stuff in the first 10 minutes because I had to drink a beer that everyone meanly chose for me. You can always go back and watch it on replay. All right, Lynn, you know that we're going to have to get together. If I make the trek all the way out to Long Beach and you're only 2 hours away, it's more than 2 hours for me. So, so anyone else? Anyone have any areas they want to dig into? All right. Well, then you can pick one at random, Pat. It's dealer's choice.
Sure. Well, let's see what we've got going on with 3D printing. Okay.
All right. Whoops.
Introduction to 3D printing.
Yeah.
Laser engraving structures.
Is that Ray there? Is that, I see Ray's name
Ray
there?
Persing.
He is a wonderful person. I spent such a great time with him in Springfield. We went out to dinner. We hung out together. He is very knowledgeable, and that would definitely be one to go check out. Ray is a wonderful person.
And you'll notice that we have 2 times and 2 dates listed here. One of the things we wanted to do was try and make sure that everybody got to go to the clinics they wanted to go to. Yep. So if you book a tour or you've got something else going on one day that the clinic runs, you can go ahead and catch it on another day. So
yep, nice.
So using smartphones and focus stacking for model railroad photography.
Yep.
I didn't spell that, by the way. That's somebody else's work.
That's all right.
Anyhow, so
as long as they know how to operate their phone,
right? Yeah. So anyhow,
anything on one of my favorite topics, painting.
Painting. Well, let's see what we can find here. I do believe. Sorry, trek back up to the top here because we've got so much.
Geez, you got a lot of clinics.
We do, yeah. let's see. That would probably be under modeling techniques and ideas.
Let's look at that. I like that. I
see
love
what we
scenery.
got here.
Scenery is my thing.
Let's see. Building structures 2 ways: acrylic and 3D framing.
Yep.
Landscape. Let's see. Here's one: hands-on make and take weathering with pan pastel powders and other artist mediums.
Nice.
Yep. Making your own inkjet decals. This is an interesting clinic. As we age, our eyes change and we are not able to see as well as we can. And Dr. Meets has done this clinic at several nationals, and it's interesting to know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As we go from Z scale to O scale, you know. So, and then of course we don't have, we don't seem to have Bernard listed here yet. But you're going to do a clinic, aren't you? On
I thought I was
painting those little guys. Well, you know what? We might.
All right. Well, yeah, we're going to have to. Okay, we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll have to find you.
I do enjoy painting. It actually is it's become one of my favorite parts of the entire hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really has.
That's very, very interesting aspect of the hobby too.
Yeah.
You know, I'll bet some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. So
absolutely, there are people that absolutely are terrified to ruin their model. It's the same as weathering a freight car. And then there are other people that just, I find it very zen, just very relaxing.
Yeah. 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 It's like ballasting. So, same thing. You either love it or you hate it. So, I can leave this up and we can dial up something else, or I can come on back and.
Well, I guess, does anyone have any questions? I mean, I usually like to, this has been great. This is a really good, I think, sort of flavor of the show. I'm really interested if anyone has any thoughts or questions or wants to see any other things. Travel is up to people. That's easy. People will figure that out. Registration. Let's talk about conference registration. We've talked about hotel registration, which is easy. You just basically get the hotel, no muss, no fuss, no, commitment. Book a room. You can always cancel it if you don't end up or plans get in the way. What about the convention? How do you register? Is there an early bird? Have we missed the early bird? What's going on with that?
There was an early bird, and that bird has flown the coop.
Okay.
So we were going to have a price increase, but we changed our mind. So we stayed at our current price, which is $195 for an NMRA member.
Okay.
$100 for a companion or a spouse.
Okay.
We have a youth rate at $40 as long as they fall within the age requirement of a youth at the time of the convention. No one under 6. Then we even have non-member rates. They're a little higher, but we try to get people to join in the NMRA here. So
got it.
You can go right on that www.surfliner.org. Go to the tab that says registration. Click on that. It'll take you to our registration software, which is Event Squid, and just go in and plug in your information. You can pay online there through. You can use we're using PayPal for credit card processing.
Makes sense.
So, and you don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do it as a guest, and run a card bill.
And I, of course, need to mention that I have a special deal going. So NMRA members, and I've actually gotten a little, what's the word? I don't want to say aggressive. I've gotten aggressive in a good way with my pricing. So this has been the best deal I've ever offered on scanning, because NMRA members get the $20 gift card, but they also get to use their 15% off if they go look up the partner code. So I think it's the cheapest I've ever offered, the least expensive I've ever offered the scanning. If you're an NMRA member and you apply your 15% discount, and then you also get the $20 code, which you can use after the fact. This is a pretty good price if you want to go online and get scanned. And if you do want to, Lynn, I'm sure if people will help you, we'll help you find your NMRA membership number if you need it. And I trust you anyway. But if you are interested in signing up, I'm scanning the 9th and the 10th, which is what is that? That's the Friday and the Saturday. And I fly in the Wednesday, but I figured I'd give myself sort of Wednesday, Thursday to enjoy the conference. But, if I can move it around a little bit if someone needs to get scanned. But I've got 2 days allocated for scanning, and it would really help me if people sign up in advance, because then I can sort of book my time and know when I can go to sessions and not. And as I say, NMRA members 15% off, plus the $20 mini prints credit that you can use after the fact to buy more stuff. If you're interested, there's the address.
Thank you, Bernard. Appreciate your offer for our members.
Yeah, no, it should be fun. I mean, Dallas, Texas was great. I mean, did a ton of scans. I think I did. Actually, Texas was too much. I did 30 to 40 scans, and I was exhausted. I didn't even get to see the conference. So
Wow.
this time I cut back a little bit. Still want to get 20, 30 scans under my belt at least, but want to actually partake and enjoy the show. Just
Great.
promise me no earthquakes.
Okay. I promise.
Never experienced one. Don't want to either.
Yeah.
All right.
No earthquakes. No earthquakes. No,
Perfect.
but we got a ton of great layouts on tour. We've got bus tours every Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Half day on Friday because the train show members or registrants free attendance at the train show. We're going to go around in the South Bay area Friday afternoon so that people can look at layouts there.
Yeah, layouts will be fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. And I might want to mention that if people do not want to come for the entire week, we do offer 1 and 2 day registrations on the website.
Okay.
And that will does include the train show or does not include the train show, depending on what you feel like doing. If you just want to come for a couple of days, you don't want to stay for the train show, you can come and do other activities that the convention's offering. The train show is Friday through Sunday.
Okay,
that's the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Got it.
The hours, I want to say, are 10 to 5 on Friday and Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Perfect.
So,
all right. Well, Lynn says earthquakes are fun, and John, I think, is getting ready to pack it in. I know that there are other folks that come on after me, so I always like to sort of cut it off around 8-ish. So this has been perfect. Great timing. I'm not sure who's on now. I suspect someone's probably on, but I do know that Heath is on at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, Pat, for joining me and giving us a sense of what's going on. We have an hour, I guess, for bathroom breaks, beer breaks, food, which I know I'm going to definitely get. And then I hope everyone will come back on to this wonderful thing called YouTube, and we'll watch Heath blow something up or create blue smoke. Or I think Heath's, hang on one second. I think Heath's, can I get it up? I can't get it up actually right now, but Heath's title card says crashed. So I'm kind of curious what he crashed. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Remember that there are 2 fabulous deals on at miniprints.com. We've got the code FREEDOM, gets you a free set of Eagles if you place an order of $30 or more. And if you place an order of $50 or more and use the code SUMMER, you get the Eagles and you get free track shipping. And that's worldwide, wherever you are, Australia or Long Beach, California, or where are you, Pat?
I'm in La Crescenta, up in the foothills.
Okay.
North of Los Angeles.
Or even north of Los Angeles. So thanks, everyone, for joining. I have a couple more slides, but basically, as usual, I love stickers. So if you want to send me a sticker, that would be great. We'll be going live again. Well, here's the next thing. Actually, I've got one more thing to announce, Pat. So I go live the first Wednesday of every month. at 7 p.m. Eastern. Guess when the first Wednesday of the month is in August?
It'll be the 7th, I believe.
That's right. And guess where I'll be?
You're going to
It'll
be in Long Beach,
live
California.
from Long Beach.
Yep.
So the next Mini Prints Monthly Live on August 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern will actually be 4 p.m. Pacific time, live from Long Beach.
There you go. Now, Bernard, there's a microbrewery like just one block over, one block down. We're going to have to go shopping before the show. Okay.
Oh yeah, because I need 4 beers because people need to vote.
We'll show you where to go.
Oh wow, hey Heath, Heath just showed up, like at the very end of my broadcast. Just literally showed up in the last 2 minutes to hear me tell everyone that they need to go watch Heath in 1 hour. So there you go. That's all. That's
perfect.
That's it. So I'm going to come in the last 5 minutes of your broadcast, Heath. There you go. All right. Good night, everyone. Heath, 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know where you're. Replay, Heath. Replay. All right. Bye, everyone. This is not only the end, it's the beginning, and it's all circular. So thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll see you in an hour at Heath's broadcast. And Heath, you and I will take it up at that point. And you miss me drinking guava beer. God help us all. Bye, everyone. See you next month from Long Beach. And hope everyone has a wonderful July 4th tomorrow. Happy American Independence Day. And thank you for joining the Mini Prints monthly live broadcast. Night all.